Hi, Sharon. First of all, thank
Hi.
you so much for making the time to do this interview. How are you doing during these difficult times for everyone?
I'm doing fine. I have no problems at all. It's just a bit boring for everyone, I think, and for me as well. I have the luxury that I have a garden, so I can go outside still. Throughout the whole time, I've been able to go outside, and that was really nice. So yeah, I think there are people that have more difficult situations who are in an apartment without a garden or a balcony. So.
Yeah, you mentioned that like it's of course a little bit boring. Have you like how have you been keeping yourself busy? Anything music related or
Yeah, well, of course, preparing the new single, of course. But besides that, I've done a workout list for fans. That's if they go to the streaming platforms, they can see a workout list, a high intensity one. It's called the Corona Quarantine Sweat It Out Workout. It has really cool bands on it, but also I've chosen the songs especially for the rhythm that they have, the high intensity that you can completely go on sporting, and for at least 2 hours 45 or something. So those kind of things I did, which is not something that I do regularly. I've made a few playlists in the past, but never as much with so much passion for it as now, because I thought now it really has a purpose. People really need this kind of metal rock workout list. So this could be really something that people like, and they do. So that's something that I really like. And I made something completely to the opposite, a vlog about apple turnovers. A bit crazy, but with nice music on the background, showing people how you can make apple turnovers if they didn't know yet.
what are your favorite songs to work out on? Do you listen to Within Temptation if you ever work out yourself, or do you listen to like not metal stuff?
Oh, listen. Well, the playlist that I made is something that I would use myself, and I did use it myself. It's like Bring Me the Horizon, Shine Down, Metallica, all kinds of stuff that I like. So it goes from left to right, but it has a high intensity kind of feel to it. I don't listen to with invitation that much because I'm so much involved all day already with the band and with the music, and it's like sometimes you need a break, and otherwise it gets an overkill for me. So I'd rather listen to other bands, and yeah, it's nice to listen to stuff that I haven't had time for previously. So it's nice to listen to other bands while working out. Yeah.
So the world currently is all in lockdown, kind of. But Within Temptation has always also been very busy. Like you've held this casual acoustic performance at your
Yeah,
home.
we did.
You
Yeah.
offered like the Black Symphony stream to the fans, and you released a brand new single. What else do you have in
Yeah.
store for us?
Well, at this moment, it's just everything now goes, our time goes to the new single. And after that, we're going to write some new songs again and finish some demos that we have. So we continue we can work on, with music, you can work at home, which is really nice. So, of course, when you start recording, that's going to be a little bit more of a problem. We can record at home a lot of stuff, but drums and stuff, we really need to go to the studio. But hopefully by then, we'll have a little bit more space to work with each other again.
Are you also already starting to work on a new album, or is it just for the other singles that you are planning to release during this period?
Well, it's what we planned so far is, well, what happened actually was, like, we were going on tour with Evanescence, of course, having this Worlds Collide tour, and we felt like, okay, we've had an intensive tour last year, and it's good to have some new music because otherwise you keep repeating. Although the album was only from last year, 2019, February, you're gonna play those songs again a lot, and we felt like, a year later, it's nice to have some new stuff. And so we started writing already in November and recording in February a few songs, and felt like, okay, we're going to release this during the tour and festivals and everything. And although there's no album yet, we haven't finished the album even. So, but we have a lot of new songs ready, at least in demo phase, and big chunks of it. And we still need to finalize them, but there are a few songs that we've recorded, especially for the tour and festivals. But now, of course, everything got postponed to next year. we felt like, okay, we can also postpone this release, but I think in this time everybody needs something new, and yeah, that's what we did. So we released it now, and so people can have something to look forward to, and us as well, because we have been working on it. And the idea behind it was, we write something, we like it, we record it, and immediately we stream it on streaming platforms. So, and we share it, because then you live in the moment of the music that you've written it. Otherwise, you have to wait as a fan 2 years to get it on a CD, or for the whole album gets released or anything. And so it's we felt like it's, maybe for us it was a nice challenge to see what would happen with the song, if people would still write about it, if people would like it. And it's a nice, it's a different way of releasing songs, and that's something that we're gonna maintain throughout the next few months.
Yeah, that's definitely a way that pop music has been using it as well. But in metal, it's not so frequent to release, singles without an album inside. Do you think this will change? And why do you think that in the metal world, fans like need the album, and like not many bands do that kind of release thing?
Well, I've seen it mainly with DJs and with urban stuff. And pop, I don't know how they do it actually, but it's more like, I think that's the metal scene, they still value a lot, physical product for a big part, for our fans at least. Can't speak for everyone, of course, but I think in metal that's more than in other scenes, which I really appreciate. So it's a little bit old school, but times are changing, and you see also that physical product is getting less, for even in the metal scene and rock scene. So it's and I think it's, for us as a band, it's really nice to completely share this in a very quick basis after writing a song. And it's really nice to really get feedback immediately after you've written a song, and that's really nice, instead of having to wait 2 years and then it feels already a little bit outdated maybe. So I don't know how things will change for other bands. Maybe they will find it interesting, or they will, Radiohead did it also years back. They completely released a whole album, of course. But we're just going to do it, simultaneously. Simultaneously, I mean, single by single, and then afterwards there will be a physical album still, but for those who want to.
Does the songwriting process change when you take this approach, or is it pretty much the same than when you would write an album, for instance?
Yeah, it's the same process actually. It's just trying to capture the feel of the song and what you're feeling at the moment when you're writing that song. So it doesn't change actually. No.
When did the writing process for the new single start?
We started November, and because then we started coming together again, like, okay, festivals are over and we feel really the need to write because we're still in a good flow. Let's do it and see what it will bring us. And it brought us a lot of good ideas, good demos, and a few real songs already. So yeah.
I also read that Entertain You also has a kind of political message, or not really political, but can you elaborate a little bit about what the song is about?
Yeah, of course. Well, there's always a group of people that always gets singled out in society, and that's what the song's about. It's the lack of respect for those people, and it's also based on always really not really realizing the consequence of how should I say it, the urge to satisfy our own personal needs, to always emphasize that people are different, and that we're through social media and filming people and sharing movies about them, and ridiculing them, while forgetting that it's only our own fear that does that stimulates that. And I've always had a big problem with that, because I have a lot of friends, in different cultures, gay scene, so many artists who are different, who maybe not directly famous, but who express themselves in very colorful ways. They're very themselves. This is who they are. They can't change themselves. And I admire them, because they are not afraid of who they are. They want to show themselves who they truly are. They don't hide themselves. And they bring so much color to our society, to my opinion. And I find it so hard to see them being attacked on the street or being ridiculed on the internet, and it really breaks my heart, and I'm just getting so angry about it. And that's where this song comes from. It's like, okay, go to hell. They're not here to entertain you, this is who they are. They can't change themselves, and I love who they are. So
Is it important for you when you write lyrics that they have kind of an important value? Because a lot of Within Temptation songs have this kind of, message behind
yeah.
them.
Well, I find it like it becomes really bubblegum when it doesn't have any layers, in with lyrics. So it needs to be something that really touches me, that really makes me angry or happy or melancholy, or otherwise it's just bubblegum to me. So I needs to have some kind of message that I find important, or the band finds important.
How do you usually go about writing the lyrics? Do you start out with an idea, or do you just write and then see where it goes? Or
Yeah,
like, does the music come first, or how does it go?
well, the music comes together with the vocal line, and then already the first words come out, and it has the exact same feel somehow that fits really the song. And afterwards, I'm trying to recover and find out what I really felt while singing it, and it's just going with a feeling, and then eventually it comes down to, okay, this is happening, what I'm seeing on television or what I'm reading in the papers, and it's without knowing, it inspires me, and sometimes then it just comes out this way.
What can we expect from the upcoming singles when they are, going to be released?
Well, so far the demos that we've made, they're very different, each one of them. One is more metal, one is more rock, and one is really, very strange, but I like it a lot. But for us, there are major big changes, but maybe for outsiders, they find it very similar. But I do like the new way of recording, how the band sounds, and I just love it. So it's a new road for us again, experimenting a little bit, but it's close to the Resist album, to my opinion. But that's the road we're gonna take for now.
On this single, your producer was also singing, I believe. Do you have any other collaborations going on, or?
Not yet. We don't have any collaborations. No, at the moment. Not because we're finishing up songs, and maybe we'll approach some people. But it's always like going with the song, and what the song needs that's the person you're gonna approach, because we have so many people that we admire, and there's so many amazing musicians out there. So, and just hoping if people have time and like the songs, of course. So that's something that's still the way how we do it. And I can't tell you yet if there's going to be another collaboration at this point.
So one of the things you guys did was you made the Black Symphony concert available for the fans. The concert was now like 12 years ago. How did you watch the stream yourself, and how do you look back to like a concert like that?
Well, I'm still very proud of that concert, because it was such a big production, and my God, I think looking back on it, it really worked. Black Symphony is still my favorite. Because we have done several. We have Java Islands. That's also with a big cruise boat. Was also very nice. And there was another one that is called Element Show, which I also like a lot. But I must say that the Black Symphony, because it was maybe also, I don't know, the first time that we really did it completely on our own. That was really something special for us. And we were so young looking back on that. My God. Oh God, yeah, it was really nice, and it was really in a turbulent point of our career also. So it was like a lot of emotions coming out when we were playing on that stage, and really happy to be there and seeing it back again. Still happy that we're all together here today, as a band, and healthy also.
Was that show really stressful for you? Because you also had to do some costume changes, and it seemed like a lot more stressful for you than the rest of the guys.
Yeah, it was extremely stressful because this dress was huge. And the smart thing about the dress was that we were like taking pieces off with every song. It was like getting lighter. Oh my God, I can't move again. So that was really nice. And that was a good tactic, I think. But my God, when I had to go on stage, this veil was so long, and I remember people stepping on it, and I was like, okay, get off my veil. I said, can't walk now. I can't walk now. And yeah, so it was like, yeah, a bit stressful, but I do love how it looks. It's very over the top, but you know, I love it, and yeah, so.
Yeah, I actually during the last summer I saw two Within Temptation shows, and they were very different from one another. One
Oh yeah,
was as a headliner on Graspop,
yeah,
and one was at Rockfest in Finland, where you played in the afternoon, like 40 minutes or something.
yeah.
But I was wondering, what kind of show do you prefer? Do you like your shows to be like a spectacle and have pyros and all those different effects, or?
Yeah, you know, it's nice to, it's, you know, sometimes it becomes more rock and roll when you don't have to be thinking of, okay, there's the fireworks going off. That's the, because I have to be aware of them constantly when I'm on stage. Okay, there are signs on the floor with light bulbs warning me when certain fires go off, and when it's dangerous to come too close to the edge of the stage. But and so sometimes like this in Finland, it's more rock and roll because I don't have to think. I can really go with the flow. But on the other hand, I do love the excitement of all these extra things happening around you, because you feel it fits the show, it fits who we are, and we love that. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. But it both have their charm, I think, and it's more easy to do the one that we did in Finland because you don't have to think, just go with the audience and just focus on them only, and with the band, of course. And but it's also nice to really unpack and show what you got, you know, like extra things blowing everywhere. Yeah.
Were there ever some accidents that happened due to the pyros, or has everything been going smooth like all the time for you guys?
Well, everything went smooth so far. Let me 1, 2, 3. So far, it still went smooth, but I had almost accidents, like getting too close to the fire. The wind was towards the stage, and Robert had to pull me back on the last moments. And yeah, I don't know what would have happened, because if my dresses would have caught fire, they're not always silk, but sometimes they're made of polyester or something else, synthetic. Then flames are just everywhere. So that's the really dangerous thing. So it depends what you're wearing, also a bit together with being too close to flames and stuff like that. We did have other accidents. We had in Spain, for instance, Robert going on stage, really, I'm going on stage, but there was a stairs, and he forgot there was a stairs, so he just, and there was no way to hold yourself while going down. There's no, how do you call that in English? We call it a railing, but it's like, well, anyway, you know what I mean. But anyway, and he just walked off the stage with his guitar. He landed on his back, and my first reaction was really stupid. But a lot of people do that because you're getting so shocked because somebody is just running out because it was dark. He didn't see where the staircase stopped and where it started and where it ended. So he just walked off, and he fell like 2.5 meters down. So but he didn't break anything, and I started laughing really loud. And everybody, oh, you're laughing. But I was still in backstage, but I was like, oh my God, it's like this is a scene from this comic film. I would have never forgiven myself if he really hurt himself, of course. But then I heard like, I'm okay. It was hilarious. And everybody started laughing. Oh my God, I'm okay. Yeah, so these kind of things happen, but it was like, my God, it was a showcase in Spain, in Madrid, I think. So yeah, long time ago.
How do you usually deal with those things? Because it can be, I guess, in the normal situation, it's already stressful when someone falls and maybe breaks something. But as an artist,
Yeah,
it means canceling shows, maybe even.
yeah. Well, you know, we've had in the past a few times that people were ill, but most of the time they were still with medicine, still able to play, luckily. Um, but you know, for me, I had only a few shows. Here we go again. 1, 2, 3. Only a few shows I had to cancel because of the fact I had a infection to the throat and a virus, and I couldn't sing in Scandinavia for a certain time when we were on tour with Paradise Lost, and that was so hard because I lost my voice. I couldn't talk, but I didn't feel sick. So I was like, yeah, you know what I'm going to do now, you know? So I even went to the shows, even though I might better not have come because people didn't understand. It's like, I was wearing this sign. eye contact, but I give you a sign and a hug if you want to. So something like that. I don't know. But there were so many people also coming for us, and it's like coming to see our show, and I felt so bad that I couldn't perform. And I was like, okay, I'll do the signing something. They have something, and maybe if they have a question, I can write it down for them and explain why I'm not there. But yeah, it had different reactions to it. People understood, and some people didn't understand. Because you should be in bed. You should be getting well now for the next show. Yeah, but I don't feel sick. It's just the throat doesn't work. So, but anyway, yeah. And but most of the times we were very lucky, actually. Only this pandemic is the really big thing that we ever had to cancel.
Yeah. Do you miss touring a lot when you're now so long home? Like you were supposed to be on tour now?
Yeah, I miss it because the band and the crew. We have also a very dedicated crew that always comes with us if they can. Always trying to keep that space open to go on tour with us. And we're such a big family. It's at least 30 to 50 people that works for us besides the band. And it's the band and plus 30 to 50 people that are working around it, catering everything, when we go on a big tour like this. And I was really happy to see everybody, even the catering guys, that we had them last time, and they became such a big part of the group, and it was such a nice vibe with everyone together. It was really nice. And so it's a big group of people that I miss. I see them on a regular basis because we tour almost every year. And but I have now quality time with the family, and that's also very important and something I have never had for such a long time. So so it has a good thing, but I do miss my friends on the road. And also playing, of course. It's like, yeah, that's the thing I love doing most professionally, of course. And with the band, we have so much fun on stage. That's something I really miss.
You have now postponed the tour with Evanescence to like autumn. I hope it will still happen. Of course, we don't really know. But what kind of a show do you guys have planned? I read it was going to be something big.
Yeah, of course. Well, we have a new stage and, of course, new songs. At that time, nobody knew that we were going to release. So, in combination of those two things, it's going to be pretty new, of course, and what they got to see last year and the previous year. So, yeah, we had a beautiful stage set up and everything, and so and also the new set list. We were already preparing everything, but so that's what you can expect. But I'm not going to give away anything about how it's going to look or anything, because we're already giving away the new songs, and I think that should be for now the thing to focus on.
A lot of other bands, and well, you're doing it as well because you do this Q&As on Instagram with fans, I noticed. They're doing like this alternatives to stay connected with the fans, and also festivals. Some of them are trying to organize this drive-in like festivals. What do you think about those alternatives, and how do you see the future of music? Like, is this going to be an important thing?
I think we'll keep on doing this maybe also afterwards, because we see how much effect it has. But I think it has the most effect now because everybody is at home and they don't have anything else to do. But I must say, I've seen so many of them. It also gets a bit much at the moment that I think. I think everybody's so ready to go outside and do, to see the real thing, because it doesn't come close to the real thing, of course. And acoustic is not really our thing. We like doing it occasionally, like what we did earlier. And so it's something we like, but we'll do it in the future as well. But the main thing that we love doing is playing full blast with the whole band on stage, and that's the thing that we love most. But it's something to think about also for the future, that it is a nice way to stay in contact with your fans, of course.
In 2018, you participated in a Belgian program, Liefde voor Muziek.
Nice pronounced. Wow.
Well, actually, I am Belgian, but
really?
yeah. But my main audience is Finnish, so I need to do this interview in English, of course.
Okay.
But I was wondering, because Floor did the similar program in the Netherlands, Beste Zangers. How important are these programs to put your bands on the like mainstream map, kind of?
Well, I chose especially for Belgium because of the fact that I chose it because I knew they were trying to get me into the program, and I already have the name here in the Netherlands that I don't like to participate on television programs because it's all about the television. It's not about the music. It's not about the love for music, and they really convinced me it was about the passion for music, how it's called, love for music, and. And they said okay, but because we already have two people or two bands actually that are participating, Case Choice, which I love Case Choice, and Arid and Jasper Steveling from yeah, so from Arid, and they said like, are you not interested now? I said I'm so interested now because if they're participating, I know I'm not going to talk about I can talk a little bit about rock music, metal music, or something alternative, and I'll have a few people that I have a connection with, and they're really, really, really pure music lovers, and that's what I am as well. And of course, other people as well, but I need to have a little bit of connection in the same direction of our music. And I felt like, okay, this could be really interesting because then it will be not just about television, and it will really be about music. And so I'm really, when I do something, it really needs to be about the music and not about my personal life and how I do this with a family, which is very boring to tell always. And people always want to exploit that a lot, and I just hate that. So I'm really happy that this was really about music, and all participants of that show were so nice. And we still have an app group that we on a regular basis, when something happens, we congratulate each other with birthdays, or somebody has won something or is doing a new show, we invite each other. It's really nice, a really beautiful group of people.
Yeah, you also you started doing this version of Ice Queen from
Yeah,
the show. Why
yeah.
did you guys make that decision? Because, the song is so iconic, and I think a lot of people know it for its,
Bigness, yeah.
yeah,
Instead of taking it small. Well,
yeah.
I love, after playing it for so many years in one way, I felt like this was a really special approach what Jasper did to the song, and I was really blown away by it, because sometimes you can't even see the beauty of a certain song anymore because uh, well, you've played it for such a long time in a certain way that you don't even see in a different way. Of course, we played it acoustic as well, but in a more bluesy, rocky way. And he did it in such a different way again, and I was really like, oh my god, I want to play it this way as well, and he was really, really happy to see me do that as well. We still have a lot of contact as well, and yeah, so, and he's a brilliant musician. I love his voice.
How did, because I think maybe some fans don't really know that is version, but how have people reacted so far to this new?
Well, I did tell people on stage when I was on stage, like I did this program in Belgium, and there was this guy from this band called Arid. Check him out, and he made a different version of our song, and that's what a lot of times I told in most countries when I played. So I did try to get them also to look at Arid and Jasper Stefanik, of course. And also the reason why I asked him to sing on the last record, because he sang one song. So it's I just yeah, I love what he did to the song, and I think he's an amazing artist. And it would be so nice if more people in the world would actually get to know him, because he has such a beautiful, unique voice. So yeah. And the question was, sorry.
Can't remember myself.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I just go on and on, and I forget what was the question actually. I'm sorry.
I actually think our time is almost up. Do you have any last word for your fans, for people watching this video?
No, I just hope that everybody is safe, and I just hope that we'll be able to see each other soon. But it might take a little bit longer. I don't know, and we have to keep it, fingers crossed. Take care, and I'd love to see you all live again when we are gonna play live again. And I want to thank you for the interview. Thank you very much for having me, and well, until next time, stay safe.